Hello, everybody, and welcome to Written in Blood. My name is John. And first of all, two things. First thing is, yes, I am actually recording two videos in one day. I don't think I've ever done that. So, no, it hasn't gone into a new day. And you should know because I'm wearing the same T-shirt, and I never wear the same T-shirt twice within 2 days. At least I try not to. Then the second thing is right now I stand at 359 subscribers, and I'm very grateful to those subscribers. Thank you very much. But after I post my review of this book, that might drop because I know that a lot of people love this guy. I love this guy too, but not this book. And I'm talking about Stephen King, and I'm talking about Elevation. All right, so I'm going to read the synopsis, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. All right, here we go. Castle Rock is a small town where word gets around quickly. That's why Scott Carey wants to confide only in his friend, Dr. Bob Ellis, about his strange condition. He's losing weight without getting thinner, and the scales register the same whether he is in his clothes or out of them, no matter how heavy they are. Scott also has new neighbors who have opened a fine dining experience in town, although it's an experience being shunned by the locals. Deirdre McComb and her wife, Missy Donaldson, don't exactly conform to a lifestyle the community approves of, and now Scott seems trapped in a feud with the couple over their dogs dropping their business on his lawn. Missy may be warm and friendly, but Deirdre is cold as ice. As the town prepares for its annual Thanksgiving 12K run, Scott begins to understand the prejudices the women face and tries to help. Unlikely alliances form, and the mystery of Scott's affliction brings out the best in people who have indulged the worst in themselves and others. From master storyteller Stephen King, who has always excelled at writing about real people tested by unreal situations, so says the Washington Post, comes this compelling tale about finding common ground despite differences, a magical story with deep resonance for our time. Okay. So that all being said, I'm going to sum up this book, and then I'll give my explanation as to why I sum it up with this one word, and that word is shit. Okay? It's like he's not even trying. I mean, I almost get the feeling that this book, that Elevation, was one of those books where they said, hey, you need to put out another book this year to meet a quota or whatever, your contract or whatever it is. I don't know. But I feel like he probably dug into some story that he was already working on or he'd already written part of, said, okay, hey, I'll make this story about this guy. He is basically thinner in reverse is what it is, first of all. And, and then he's like, okay, well, I'll throw in a same-sex couple. All right. And it has all to meet all the trappings, all the cliches of King's books. Okay, first of all, the thing about King's books and some of his characters, especially his supposedly evil characters, I mean, even if they are characters that turn out to be good characters in the long run or at the end or whatever, when Stephen King writes a character, such as, let's say that character is a bitch, all right? When he writes a character like that, all right, in real life, that character, okay, they might be a bitch. Little b, okay? With King, if it's going to be a bitch, it's going to be a capital B bitch, and he does that exactly with this character of Deirdre. He's done it with other characters in the past. Percy Wetmore in The Green Mile. I mean, we're talking about Percy Wetmore was a first-class, and pardon my language here on this, but Percy Wetmore was a first-class, sniveling little shit, and King just amplified that to no end, all right? He does the same thing in this book, all right? Then you have your character, this, your kind of older character, this kind of a sage, kind of gives a little bit of advice or tries to give advice, like Judd Crandall in Pet Sematary, and you have the same thing with this Dr. Ellis in this book. The thing about it, and then you have Scott. Like I said, this is thinner in reverse, or it's thinner sideways is what it is. And then, of course, he throws in references to other books that he's written, I believe there's a reference to Cujo. There's definitely a reference to It. So, yeah, it's just like he wasn't even trying with this book. I don't feel like he tried at all. I feel like he just put something out to put it out. and get it on the shelves and have another Stephen King book on the shelves. I really hate to say that about the guy. I love the guy's work. 90% of the time, I love his work, but this was just not it. I'm sorry. And pardon the pun, because it definitely was not it, okay? What it reminds me of, I'll tell you what this reminds me of. There was an episode of Family Guy, and I don't watch Family Guy very much anymore. In fact, I haven't watched it in years. But if you remember how, with Family Guy, how they do those little flashback sequences and everything, and of course Peter sets it up, and it's this scene between Stephen King and his manager or editor, and the manager's like, okay, so what do you got in mind for your next book? And he looks around and he says, oh, I was thinking about maybe, and he picks up a lamp and he says, a scary lamp, ooh. And the manager, the editor, he's sitting there going, you're not even trying anymore, are you? That's how I felt about Elevation. He's not even trying. I didn't care one bit about the characters. To me, they were cardboard, as I've just said that. It's thinner in reverse or sideways or whatever. Throws in the same typical references to his other books. He's been there, done that so many times, it's ridiculous. Yes, I know he's got his own little universe, but sometimes you don't have to write about your own books all the time. Now he's got his son Joe Hill doing it too, All right? So yeah, Elevation, 1 star. And I'm giving the ones, I'm seriously thinking this could be a half a star, but there are some rather decent illustrations in this, so I'll amplify it up to 1 star. So yeah, that's my review of Elevation. Thank you for watching, and have a good night. Bye.